Okay, it's April 30th, so last day of the month, and tomorrow is the last day in the push for summit qualifications. So if you're new and have heard all this talk about Summit is our annual big conference, and you can still get your ticket. I highly recommend going. There's a lot of us going. There's a ton of us going. A lot from Michael's team. Me and my husband are going. He always comes with me. We're driving actually, and there's probably, I think total probably going to be close to like 20 to 30 of us. There's going to be a lot, and it's just awesome. Like awesome. It's like this, but like the good crack, like legal crack, right? Just like all day long. So I'll stop talking about crack on a recorded call. And so I'm going to do some quick shout outs, and then I'm going to toss it over to Michael to give some quick shout outs, and then we're just going to jump right in. So I shared a video in each group before. So if you were able to watch that and bring your wheel, great. If not, you can start thinking about that. I do want you to still pay attention to the call, but basically I have me in there and around this wheel. These are, if you did the color wheel as a new coach, it's the same thing. So these are things that make up me, and I'll just give you guys a list so you can just think real quick before we get started on this. So mine is just real quick. I'm a girl mom ×2. I'm a Canna mommy, anxiety warrior, depression warrior, sad warrior, recovered alcoholic, sweary mom, chronic pain warrior. I'm a DMB lover. That's Dave Matthews. I love The Greatest Showman. Like, I'm obsessed. I'm a very natural mama when it comes to my appearances and the things that I like to use. I love essential oils and Norwex to clean with, and I'm a hot mess. So that's me, right? So try to start thinking of things that, you know, kind of identify with you, because we're going to use that later in the call when it gets back to me. So some shout outs this week. Oh man, where do I start? Heidi is SC4 right now, and there is still, she's actually an hour behind us, so she has an extra hour on us at the end of the month. So she is SC4 and still pushing. Jess is Success Club 2. Oh, also Heidi will be Emerald on Thursday. And Jess is Success Club 2, and she will be Emerald on Thursday. And Holly would be Emerald if we would have switched her legs. So I'm still giving her a huge shout out because she has 2 coaches. I don't care if they're on the same leg. That's still awesome, right? So she's still building her business. Right? They can't all be perfect, guys. But so it is important after you sign a coach to make sure that you go in there and check with your preferred placement. Now, Holly has 2 coaches on 1 leg. She needs to go in, and in your coach online office, real quick, you go into Monitor My Business, Graphical Genealogy, and you can go bottom left or bottom right if you just want to keep it simple for now. Bottom left, bottom right, and you click that outside person that's either furthest to the right or furthest to the left, whatever side you're going. You never want to have that inside leg. That is a dead leg. You don't want to put that person there, right? So always on the outsides. And make sure you click that, click save, exit out, you're good. So who else? Julie just signed on as a coach and is already posting about challenge groups, inviting people, and jumping on team calls. She was on the Push to Emerald call Sunday night, I think, with April, or maybe it was last night. I don't even know. I don't really even know what day it is. But anyways, so she's just jumping right in there. And so welcome. And thank you. I think that's it. And as of right now, I think that we are on track to be a 1-star team. Or, yeah, a 1-star diamond team on Thursday. So,
dude, I am so proud of you. I'm
so proud of us. I can't believe it. Yeah.
It's amazing. Oh, so happy for you guys.
I told Elsie, I was like, we will celebrate on Thursday, Elsie. I promise. And I sent Mark a message today. I was like, I promise I'll be a better wife on Thursday, because he's just doing all the things, because I'm just like trying to do all the things. Okay, over to you, Michael.
Okay, so truth, I did not prepare for my announcements. Okay. So I know that Sierra, you signed up somebody, right? So you have a new person in our challenge group. Was it the Ultimate Portion Fix?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you're SE2.
Yep.
You're SE2, which is awesome. Jen, you added somebody, I believe, to our group, right?
Yep.
Are you SE2?
I don't think so. I don't know if she got the shakes or not.
Okay. But still, that's like changing a life. That's one step, right? You're talking to people. I don't even know. Leah, are you there?
You know what? Can I just say, so the commission on 12 months of BOD is $40. Guys, like the lowest challenge pack is like, I think 40 or $50. Like, so for a $99 purchase, your commission off of that is $40. It's 40% on the BODs. So even if it's not Success Club point, that's great because one, it's a year's worth of work for them, it's volume, and that's a pretty decent chunk of commission for a non-challenge pack. So even though it's not Success Club points, still great. Like, so if people don't want to get the shakes, don't push it. Don't pressure them. Be like, okay, get the BOD now. And then also if they do end up getting the shakes down the road, it is better for your volume, your team volume, and all of that if they're already an existing client. I remember it from another call. So anyways, sorry, continue on.
That's okay. I have no rhyme or reason on what I'm doing. But I just wanted to kind of give everybody a shout out because our challenge group has been awesome. I know it's only been like 2 days, but there's been so much interaction and people are really paying attention and they're really posting. And I'm just proud of you guys for being that inspiration because it takes somebody to show them, that it's okay to struggle. It's okay to have like bad days. And you guys have been really real and I love it. And you're sticking to talking to people. I can tell with your posts. I can see you guys in your stories. Like I'm watching and you guys are just really rocking it. So I'm proud of all of you, even if there's nothing on the board, honestly. As far as us for being 1 star, we were really close. I had a couple people.
And you will be next week.
I will be next week because I'm going there. I'm going to get there. It just won't be for Summit. So I'm not like disappointed at all. I mean, honestly, I'm proud of everything I've done. And once I get to talking to you guys about how I've been working, my business is going to change no matter what. If I'm not getting 1 star this week, it's still changing because what I'm doing now is it's making a world of difference. So it's okay that we're not 1 star, but I'm so proud of Melissa and her team because I know how hard it is to get there and we will get there. Believe it or not, I'm going to get there. So with all of you guys, we're going to do it together. So anything else before I get going with the call?
I don't think so.
Nope. Thanks, Jen. So I'm going to try to explain this to you as easy as possible. Everybody tells you that, you have to figure out your own way when it comes to doing the vital behaviors. You know what to do, but people have apps where they keep track of it all electronically as far as the names and like all the people you're talking to. Some people do paper. Some people are using this lovely thing, right? So this is what I go off of to keep track. But for my actual people's names, I have literally just been writing lists and I'm just going to take you through how I've been reaching out to 20 to 25 people every single day. And literally, guys, I'll show you my end number. I have reached out to 120 people in just under 6 days, 120 people. And these people like that I'm finding and I'm connecting with, they're like my friends already. Like I'm really finding my tribe in these people. So I'm going to take care of how I'm doing my power hour and how I'm like organizing things. And then Melissa's going to take care of how to find those people in Instagram when you run out of people from your posts and things like that. So I have notes because I'm a nerd. You guys know that. I'm going to go off my notes. So every single day, the first thing I do when I sit down with Melissa for our power hour in the morning is I write down 1 through 20 on my list. This is my sheet. Literally, I just write names down, 1 through 20. And I start by checking my inbox. I clear all of my messages in my inbox from the night before, if anybody answered through the night, to make sure that I am connecting with the people I've already started talking to first. So I check the inbox on Facebook and then I check my email because I'm sending out those forms now in my posts using the Wufoo wheelwithmrs.com that we talked about last time. So I'm checking my email as well so that I'm making sure I'm reaching those people who have reached out to me already. I want to make sure they're taken care of. So that's where I'll get my first people, however many that is. After I check my inbox and I have cleared everything, I'll go to my recent posts. This is easy, guys, because if you're using the wheel that we made last week, then you are posting consistently 1 to 2 times a day about whether it's something with value, or you're sharing recipes, or you're doing a call to action or a coach, what is that called? Sprinkle post. You are making those efforts every single day with this wheel. So you have 2 posts a day where you can go to them and look, see, is there anybody new who's been liking your post? Is anybody commenting? Did they, reach out and say, I want to join you? Like, some people will do that. So I always check those posts next, because that's what they're there for. That's what, we're looking to find that engagement. And so I check those next. And honestly, I don't get a whole lot from my posts yet. I do get some, but on Facebook, I struggle because Melissa and I were just talking about this. I have a hard time being real on Facebook. I'm not sure what it is. I can be super real on Instagram and in my stories, but I'm working on being more real on Facebook. I'm not sure what that connection is with me, but I'm working on that. So I'm having a hard time on Facebook, but I'm still making that effort, and I'm going to be making that effort still to make those connections. So I maybe find 1 or 2 people. A lot of the same people like my posts. A lot of the same people comment. So I'm really not getting a whole lot of people from the first 2 options that I have, from my inbox or from my new posts, because I'm still working on Facebook. Even on Instagram, they're still the same people who's really liking it up until like maybe 2 days ago, because of all the people that I've been reaching out to. So after that is when I go into Instagram and I just search for my tribe. Melissa's going to go into that, so I'm not going to go into it too much, but I pretty much search my hashtags that represent me, like she told you guys with making the color wheel, and I find those people that I can make connections with. So I'm going to skip ahead to when I find them. When I find somebody and I look at their page, I'm like, okay, this is me. Maybe it's a military wife, right? Maybe it's somebody who has little girls. That's a big part of me. Maybe it's somebody who's had a miscarriage. Again, another big part of me. Maybe it's somebody who has postpartum anxiety. That's a part of me. I, look for those kinds of things that instantly will relate them to me, because I'm looking for a connection. I'm not doing this just for numbers and all that. I want to really develop that relationship. So I'll look at their posts, and then if they're not my friend already, or I'm not following them, obviously, I'm going to comment, love on everything. And, she's going to talk about the 531, but I kind of go overboard with my connecting. I am over the top. I will 3-4 posts. And if I feel like commenting on all 4 posts, or I relate to those 4 posts, that's what I do. I make sure that I'm myself, and I just say things that I want people to say on my post. I don't say something like awesome or, great job. I make it very personal. I make it so that it's not a robot, and they know that it's really me commenting on there, because again, you want to differentiate the difference between a sale and an actual relationship. And side note, I think that's what makes us different from all other MLMs. It's a relationship that we're building here. It's real connection. So once I do all of my creeping and I'm loving on everything they have, what happens is they get all of my notifications. So all of a sudden they'll get 8-9 notifications from me. And if they don't follow me, then they're going to come to my page and see what I'm all about. And that's when you have to make sure that all of your consistent habits are shown on your page. You want them to see that, yes, I am a girl mom. I do have Rottweilers. I'm a military wife. All of that stuff you need to have present on your page, so that when they come to you, they're not like, oh, she just doesn't relate to me at all. Where is she even coming from? No, when they go to my page and they see a picture of me and my husband in his uniform, they know instantly, okay, she's a military wife. I wonder, where she's stationed at, whatever. We can relate on that common ground instantly. And then they click follow. I have gotten 25 additional followers in the last 5 days, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but on Instagram, and for me, that's a lot. I struggle with gaining real followers, and not the fake followers that are, just there to, I don't know, they're there for a day and then they go away. That's what I was stuck in. These people are really following me for my content. Okay. So once I do all this, and hopefully they have clicked follow, but that's like down the line. After I have commented and liked and done whatever, if I feel comfortable enough to message, I do. That is a part of the 531, and I take it as to, I don't know, how I feel about that person. If I have a connection already with them, I feel like I could already talk to them about something, then I do message them. But if I don't force it. I wait for something to come up. So I add their name to my list. Every single person that I am in contact with goes onto this list. Every single one. Even if it's just a connection and it's not even a follow-up or invite, it's just connecting, I put them on the list. And once I've had their name on the list, I mark down what I've done with them. So if I connected with them, there's nothing next to their name. If I invited them, I have an I and I circle it. If it's a follow-up, I have an F, /U for follow-up. And that's how I keep track on mine. You will have to find your own system. I want to make sure I make that very clear. This is what I found it works for me for the last, week, as I've only been pushing really hard for a week, but it's working to the point where my business has already changed. Okay. So this is what's working for me. If I do, say that I already have my 50 to 60 names. I really want to go over this too. So I do that. I get my 20 people for the day by doing that and writing their names down. I go to 60 names is what I did. And then I went back to the top of my list after I checked my messages, my inbox, and I checked my posts. I went back to that first person that I went to. And let's say I just connected with her, that I'm moving her and I actually write her name again on the list at the bottom when I'm doing the invite. So I keep them all on the exact same list. And I know that may be confusing for some people, but for me, I have one list and I go from top to bottom is how it works. And then I, say I invited them, then I move them to the bottom of the list so that I can follow up with them. And I have it all in line. And the way that it works is 50 to 60 names. That means that I am following up with somebody that I've invited about 3 to 4 days later, depending on how many people are in my inbox or in on my posts. So it's all dependent. It's been like about 4 days is when I've been following up with them. But if I wasn't comfortable with like that invite, maybe I didn't feel like I was connected with them yet, then I continued to connect. So I would move their name down and just leave it as a connected person. So I'm not forcing it. I'm moving their name down so that in the next 5 days, it'll be 10 days since I had first talked to them. And then it's longer. And I've looked at more of their posts and I've done more commenting and message them and all of that stuff. So I really base it on how I feel with that person. And that is really me. I'm a very emotional person. I'm very I'm not fake. Like I do not want to be a salesperson and I'm not a salesperson. So when I invite somebody, it's because I truly think that they can benefit from what we have to give. Like I see the value in our product and this business, and I want them to have what we have with this happiness and community and all the good stuff that comes with it. So when I invite, I want to make sure that I'm confident in that invite. So if I have to wait 10 days instead of doing the 5 days, then I wait 10 days. And that's what I've been doing. 120 names later, here I am reaching out to all these people. And I have all these people now, the 24 new followers, they're commenting on my Instagram posts. You know how hard it is to get comments on Instagram? I mean, at least for me, I'm getting comments on my Instagram posts because when I reached out and talked to them, I asked them where they were stationed if they were a military wife. We talked about how I was moving to Texas. A lot of them are in Texas right now. Like I'm finding people that are literally where I'm going to be going in 2.5 months. So our connection is real because they're like, oh, you should go do this. Or, oh, there's a lot of boutiques in this area. Or, you could do this. And I'm not pushing the invite. I'm letting that conversation just be natural. And then when they see one of my posts and it's a transformation picture or it's a healthy recipe on my story and they click, I want more information, then I'm totally comfortable in saying, hey girl, I saw you wanted some more information. Let's talk about where you're at in your health journey. That's my invite. Done. I'm super simple with it. I try not to overcomplicate it. And guys, it's working for me. I may not be getting 1 star, but I hit Success Club. I added 2 new coaches to Ray's side, and I also added 2 new coaches to my side. Okay. So I built my business. I added 4 people in a week. And that is unheard of for me. And I added all of these followers. I'm connecting with these people. I'm building these relationships. And honestly, I found that love for coaching again. It's not a burden to reach out to people because I truly enjoy the people I'm talking to. And when Melissa explains it more, you'll understand why, because you're using the core of you to relate to people. And so it's easy to talk to them. And there's, I reached out to a couple of moms who were in the miscarriage stages of life. And our talks are so deep already because we can relate on that level. Sharing your story is so important in this because when they go to your page and you're reaching out and you're talking to them, they need to see that you went through this and they need to know how you got out of it. And guys, even if Beachbody wasn't the single thing that got you out, I guarantee it was part of it, because whether it was a mindset or PD that you were reading, whether it was the community that built you up, whether it was the stress relief of the exercise, all of that is what combined for me to get out of that low spot in my life, like honestly. And so when I share these tools and I think about where I would be if I didn't have this, it's easy, guys. It is easy to say, you need this in your life. This is why. It is so easy. So my list, it's long and it's not separated into, connections, follow-up, invites. It's not separated like that. And when I go back to these people or I see their name again, I remember who they are because I've talked to them. Like I've made that relationship already. So when I see their name come up again on my list, I go back to our messages. I see where we left off. I go back to their posts. And the last 2 days, I've been liking all of their posts. My connections have been on point because if I'm nursing or up late at night because my daughter doesn't sleep, then I am on Instagram and I'm scrolling and I'm liking and I'm commenting and I am doing my part and making sure that they feel seen by me every single day. And it has made all the difference. I don't focus on invites. Sometimes I get 3 invites in a day and sometimes I get 10. It just depends on those people and how I feel like I'm connecting to them that day. And it's working for me. So my goal is to talk to 20 to 25 people every single day. And it's working. Does anybody have any questions on my my crazy system that really isn't like a normal system? It's like, aw, Sierra, I love you too. I feel like I've grown so much in the last week. Like I hope that it shows because I feel 100 times confident in this business. And like, I mean, I know I'm not hitting 1 star, but if you can see how happy I am and I'm not hitting 1 star, it's a change, right? It doesn't matter to me. It matters that I'm actually providing value to these people. And that's what I was meant to do with this business. So if you guys have questions, let me know because I'd be more than happy to answer them. And I can even send you guys pictures, but like of my list, but it probably wouldn't do. I mean, it just looks like a list of people's names with like eyes next to them for invites. But Melissa will explain the connection part as far as Instagram goes, how to find those new people. I'm spending 90% of my time on Instagram. I'm working on Facebook, as I said. Melissa's helping to get me brave enough to do live videos. I did one the other day. I think that will help. But let me know if you have questions. If not anything else, then Melissa, you can take over. Thanks, Heidi. And that's my goal for sure. Oh, Jen.
Okay. So that color wheel. All right. If you already have it, great. If not, this is what we're going to talk about. So we talked about our posting wheel, right? We talked about our business posts that we're putting out on our social media platforms. Now we need to talk about the other things that make up you, because you're so much more than a health and fitness coach. And honestly, guys, when you share those things, that's when people come out of the woodwork. That's when you get the messages that they want your help. That's when people start filling out the forms. That's when, I'm telling you, that's when people come out of the woodwork because they have something to connect with you that's not just health and fitness. And all of the things, I can't speak for you guys, but like all of the things that I actually like struggle with, the things that are on this wheel that are hard for me or challenging, these tools help me. And so if I'm having a conversation with someone about pain, and we're talking about things, diet and nutrition or exercise and nutrition is going to come in there. I'm going to ask them what their nutrition looks like and how much they move, because a body in motion stays in motion, like all of these things. So anyways, I want you guys to be aware of those things, of those traits, of those characteristics about yourself, because you should also be sharing about those. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12. With my 12, I would probably try to find 2 more. And then I would just alternate these on a 2-week wheel as well. So if you're struggling on things to like share a post, so maybe you have 7. So one day a week, you switch it up every week, whatever, but like one day a week, you talk about your depression, like something that works for you, or a struggle, or, or a story. Make sure that you are inspiring through this or offering value through this. It's not just like, you are not going to Facebook just to bitch. That's never an option, right? If you ever feel the need to say and rant, delete post. That's not the place. You are not that person on social media anymore. If you have that post, that goes in the team page. And I don't even like them in my team page because I always want you to find a positive. So if you've got something negative happening going on, then you can bring it, but I need you to bring a light that you're trying to find, that you're focusing on, or that you have found. You know what I mean? Because really training your brain to get in that mindset, to get away from the whole like FML world and mentality to how can I make this work for me? That's the person that we're trying to be. And not just trying to be on social media, but trying to be IRL, in real life, right? So think about these things that make you up, and think about how you can put them into a post, how you can add value, how you can create awareness, how you can relate and connect to people about these things. And then you're going to take it one step further. So we're going to go through real quick with our Success Club tracker, our Success Club system. So initiate connections and add followers, 20 minutes. So set a timer on your phone for 20 minutes. If you're somebody who really needs to get this done and you want to keep it to that 20 minutes, cool. Set a timer for 20 minutes. What I want you to do is I want you to go to this color wheel and I want you to pick something, right? So for me, I really like to find my people. So lately I've been totally digging like Canna Mommies and Sweary Moms because we're just a different breed. Sorry, not sorry. And like all of our fucks are gone. I don't know what it is. But anyways, we say that word a lot, but we like give none. And so I'm really digging that. And so what I do is I will search a hashtag, but I don't want to search a hashtag that has like 17 million things because I don't want it, right? So I look for Sweary Moms or Sweary Mama, right? Because it gives you the variation. So I look with something, if it has 100,000, whatever, like, okay. So I'll scroll through until I see and then I search this hashtag and I scroll down until I see somebody like, okay, let me check out this chick, right? So I click on that picture, go to her page. One, I look at her bio. Does it say anything about health and wellness? Is she a coach already, right? People are getting smart. They're not really putting that in there. If you go to my Instagram, it doesn't say anything about health and wellness in my bio. Not even. I mean, if you go to my page, you can tell I'm into health and wellness, but it doesn't say health and wellness. It doesn't, I think my thing says coach instead of public figure, but like it doesn't have that in my description. It has all of the other things. It has that I'm a medicated mama, that I'm a recovered alcoholic, that I'm an anxiety warrior. Like it has those things because those are also things that I offer value to, and I want to help people who struggle with them because I found solutions. If you have found a solution with something you struggle with, you're being selfish if you're keeping it to yourself. I'm just saying that, right? So think about it that way too. But so I will go to her page and I'll scroll down. Listen, guys, if I scroll down like 12, so this is like 4 or 5 rows of 3, and I don't find a single post that I would like really like or want to comment on, this probably isn't my person. Don't waste your time. Right? So also it matters, like if you can even get into it to see like, oh, does this person post like once a month, or does she post like 3 times a day. Because if she posts once a month, she's probably not your coach invite because she's not really big on social media right now. I would probably work that as a challenger first. So that also matters. Like when you're looking at an invite, when you look at their social media platform, like how do they act on social media right now? You know, are they somebody who's sharing all the time? They're sharing funny memes. You love their shit, right? So I'm liking this. I'm liking that. I'm commenting on this. I don't actually count. Did I like 5 things? Did I comment 3 times? Did I send 1 message? I scroll down. I like what I like. I comment on things. Again, like Michael said, genuine comments. A lot of times there's swear words in it just so they know I'm a sweary mom. And because I want to be me right from the get-go, guys. Like I'm not trying to be anybody other than who I am. And I want people, you know, that's it. That is who it is. That's one of my favorite things about this business that I've always hid and always felt like I needed to conform to be everyone else's cup of tea. And maybe I'm not tea after all. And that's totally fine with me. Like, I don't even think I'm in the tea, like category family. But I do always send a message. I send a message and then I write that name down on my connections. And the main reason why I send a message, it's not an invite, guys. It's never an invite, but it's always a message so that I have that I can go back down through my DMs and I can see it there. So it's usually something like, hey lady, I love your vibe. I love your page. Can't wait to see what you keep sharing. I love connecting with awesome moms. Like sometimes it's like, 1, where did you get that fucking shirt? Or like 2, I love you. I love what you put out there. 3, I can tell we're going to be besties. Looking forward to following you. That's it. Like I honestly just genuinely give them a compliment and I tell them that I'm excited and I'm looking forward to following them. If they're a cannabis advocate, I send them love. I tell them that I'm proud of them. I tell them to keep doing whatever they're doing if they like their vibe. And that's it, guys. That's my message. That's my connection. And then again, like Michael's saying, these people, like, because we like the same stuff, they go to my page, they check it out. I see that they also like a bunch of things and then they comment on stuff. And these people are also the kind of people who like tag their friends on your statuses. And I'm like, well, this is awesome because yes, just tag all the people on there, right? So yes, these people are actually connecting. They're actually engaging because I'm engaging and I'm liking what they're putting out there. And if you're liking what somebody else is putting out there, then they're going to like what you're putting out there. So that's how I do that. And then they go on my list for my connections. Any questions on that? On searching hashtags, what to look for in the hashtags, going down, finding the profile, looking in the profile. Like I'll also tell you too, guys, I'll scroll down and then I'll see that transform 20 step and I'm like, meh, right? Because they get good at hiding it too. Coaches get good at hiding it. So, but even if it's somebody like, so I've seen some like personal trainers and stuff, like I'm like, whatever, man, they could do it. You never know, right? So I'll send them a message. If it's somebody who's a fellow girl boss, I always give her props. I think I'm totally ordering some cards off of this chick who has like a fuck you uterus card. And I have a coach who's getting a hysterectomy, or a challenger who's getting a hysterectomy. I'm like, I need one of those, right? So, I mean, I'm also finding cool stuff for my team. So it's not, you know, anytime you have time and you find yourself scrolling social media, start searching hashtags, turn it into a business building activity instead of just a time consuming activity. Because it's not that much different to do one versus the other. And with that simple message, you're not starting a heavy conversation. You're not throwing out an invite. You're not being salesy. So it's not the pressure of even inviting. So honestly, guys, 20 minutes on connections, that's low, right? So like if there's one that you want to do, if you get your 3 invites in for the day and that's all you want to do, cool. Double up on your connections, right, guys? Like I'm telling you, I like, you know, yes, inviting is important, but I'm not a huge inviter. I'm a big sharer. I share more than I invite, and people tend to come to me more through that because I genuinely share. And as Michael was talking about the lives, I'm just going to touch on this. So about getting new followers on Facebook. So I actually have a pretty big following on Facebook, not just friends, like people that follow me. And how that happened is by doing all my lives. My page is public, first of all of your pages should be public. And then doing your live so people will see them anytime somebody comments on them. And then, feel free to do a live and do a giveaway and be like, hey, share. Like all those makeup chicks are like shareable 60 and people just share their videos. I don't really know what they're saying in there. Maybe I should watch one. But I'm like, wait, what are you doing that you're getting 60 people to share your live video? I'm like, that's genius, right? Like you're putting on makeup. Like I'm talking about real good stuff here, right? So get a little creative with, makeup people are not my tribe though. Lip sense that stays on for 2 days and mascara that does not get in my eyes when I don't wash it off. That's my tribe right there. But anyways, so, go live making a recipe with your kids. Like that's an easy one, right? Like you're making cookies, you're making those easy tortilla pizzas. That's my favorite. On a Friday night, Saturday night, an easy tortilla pizza, making it with your kids. They love to do that. That's a good one because it shows, it's just great. And people love videos with kids. I mean, go live during a crazy workout if your kids are climbing all over you. I made a video today trying to do 10-minute abs with Cora on me and I still haven't edited it, but I will probably end up sharing it. It wasn't a live because I don't know, just didn't trust Cora. But, so even the live on IG, so the Instagram live will stay in your stories for 24 hours. That's it. But your IGTV, if you can do a video in less than 10 minutes, I cannot, but you can go live on Facebook in less than 10 minutes. And when you do your live on your phone after, on the bottom, it says like share in HD. I'm not live, so it's not actually here. I'm just doing the parts of my phone. On this bottom corner here, the bottom, directions are hard. Right. The bottom right, it'll say like, and it says share in blue, right? If you guys have never gone live, it says like share at the bottom right. On the left, it says save. So if your live is less than 10 minutes or close to 10 minutes, you might even be able to video shop trim, right? You can save it, then you can upload it to Instagram TV and it'll actually show as a status, but it'll also stay all the time on your profile in those highlights. Your Instagram TV stays there. So things, Instagram TV, I've done Sean T talking at the end of some of the Transform 20 things when he gets really deep and like, inspiring after some of the workouts. I've done that as an IGTV. I've done an IGTV of me making Elsie shake, of me making my shake. Of me sharing a little bit. It's hard for me to be under 10-minute live because I'm such a rambler. But honestly, and in all the things that you see on social media, it says that it recommends your lives be like 15 minutes or less. And I totally break the mold there. My lives are like 30 to 45 minutes and people watch them. A lot of people. So like if the content is good, and also lives are good because you hear me, guys. Why do people like to watch my calls? Why do people like the lives? Because I'm, right? I can't keep it in. Like, it's just, blah. And that's also why I use a lot of voice texting. I use a lot of voice messages. Again, why Instagram is not my jam. Facebook is my jam. I get at least a couple Success Club points every month from random people messaging me on Facebook. You've been watching them for 2 years and you just signed up in January, right? See, so, it happens and people share my lives. I encourage them to share the lives. And so that's another way to get new people to your page. On Facebook, I saw a meme today. I laughed out loud. It was like, what in the one mutual friend do you want? And I was like, or it was like, what in the actual one mutual friend you want? And I was like, that's so funny. So, because you get spammed on Facebook if you add people who you're not mutual friends with. So like all the multi-level marketer people will just add people who they have one mutual friend with. So that was hilarious to me. So don't be that person either. But all right. Find people on IG after you run of people who commented, etc. on your answering forms. Okay. So if I'm looking for messages or looking for Success Club or looking for more conversations and things like that, first, I go on the comments on my posts. which is important. So like Michael said, it's important to keep posting, and it's important to keep sharing transformations. It's important to keep sharing Wufoo forms. It's important to keep putting polls on your Instagram story so that you have all of these avenues of people to easily reach out to. So you don't have to search and find all these new people every day. You already have these pool of people who are watching what you're doing already, supporting you because they're liking it, or they're actively engaging with you because they're taking a post, commenting, or sending you a message. So it is not weird or creepy if you reach out to these people and thank them and just ask them if they want more information. That's it. And if they don't answer you, I'm going to get to that next on what to do when people ghost you. But so it's not weird. What I've been doing for my invites lately is, so like if I had a cleanse post up there and they liked it, I just send them a message. Hey, thanks for the love. I really appreciate it. And make sure it sounds like you. I say lady all the time. So I'm always like, hey lady, thanks for the love. I really appreciate it. The cleanse, like my cleanse group starts next week. We still have a couple spots. Would you like more info or are you good? That's it. And I even say like, or are you good? So they have an easy out there. Like, I don't need to twist anyone's arm. And honestly, I don't want anyone to buy this for me because it doesn't do me any good if they don't actually want to use it and do it. So again, I don't know who's silently watching like Heidi or all the other people who join years down the road because I didn't reach out to them while they watched and liked and silently watched, right? So see the people who are watching your stories. Are they watching them every day? If they're watching them every day, send them a message and just thank them and ask them how they are, or just ask them if they want more information. You don't even have to invite them to anything. Just ask them if they want more information. If you're posting about the stuff that we're doing, and if you're doing all the things, then they see that. And if they're liking the things, then they already kind of know what's going on. They're just maybe too shy to ask, or maybe they don't want involved, and that's fine, right? So how do you follow up with people who have ghosted you? Awesome, lady. Okay, so if people have ghosted me, what does that mean? I sent them a message and they didn't reply. Guys, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten a message and like Cora is running amok or crazy and I like mean to reply and I don't, right? So you see people have read your messages and don't message you back. How do you know that lady wasn't in the grocery, like the checkout line at the grocery aisle, and she opened your message and was like, oh yeah, that's a woman, I can't get to that. And then their kid ran off and like, blah, and then, right? And they don't even know what day it is. Right? Mom life, right? Shit happens. So you can go a couple ways. One, you can watch their stories and comment on their stories because that will notify them and take them back to their instant messenger. And then they'll be able to see your last comment. And most of the time they're like, oh, hey, sorry, I forgot to respond, or thought I did respond, like I always say, right? So that's one way that you're just restarting a conversation. It's not anything about Beachbody or what you were currently just talking about, but it's a way to start up the conversation again and maybe revert them back to that last post that you did send that they never replied to, right? So that's one way. If that doesn't work, you can also, I love the value follow-up. Guys, there are free recipes on the Beachbody blog. Pick one, send it to somebody, tell them, hey, I saw this in my group today and it looked delicious. I think I'm gonna add it to my meal prep list this week and I just wanted to share it to you. Let me know if you try it. That's it. There's no re-invite in there. There's just a value follow-up, guys. Okay, so those are two great ways to have a good follow-up without being salesy, without being icky to people who ghost you. All right, do you guys feel that I went over the 5-3-1 method in Instagram well enough? Are you all familiar, like comfortable with that? Even new Instagram people, please speak up. So we find someone's page that we like. The 5-3-1 is genuinely, you want to like 5, comment on 3, send 1 message. Like a few, comment on a couple, and more than just 1-word comments, guys. Like things that you would actually like if they're kids, I like pictures that they're kids or puppies or like quotes. I love quotes. I'm like, yes. I'm like, amen. Say it again for the people in the back. That's my favorite. I love that one, right? Because it's like, yes, I'm cheering them on. And it's not something that a computer would ever say, right? So, it looks like all questions have been answered in the chat. So, what time is it? I did so good. It's before 9 o'clock. One more thing. So our cleanse group starts, it looks like we were talking about this a little bit. Our cleanse group starts on Monday. How many people in here do we have with people to cleanse? Can we, in the chat, can we see, like, I've got 2 people, me, myself, my cousin Irene, whatever. Would you like me to have Valerie have just a private group for our cleanse people, since we're not running a group together anymore? Or we could clean out, eat your heart out, and do it in there. Although we're not really eating our heart out on a cleanse. Cleanse your heart out? That doesn't sound appealing either. But let me know. I can have Valerie just do a week group for us, and then we can put dang, I don't think it's definitely not going to happen. This push definitely threw us off of the things we wanted to do. But May focus is definitely going to be on that prep week, on that week 1. That is something that Michael and I will promise that we will get to you guys by the end of May. Yes. I'm putting that on the thing. So that will be something that we will have for our next group. But we can do the cleanse group. So that starts next week. So really, guys, that's going to run Monday through Friday. Again, they could do it Friday, Saturday, Sunday of next week, which gives them up until the end of this week to order. But I would, excuse me, that was my easy pizza that I made earlier. Which broccoli on pizza, most amazing thing ever. Love it. Who would have thunk, Autumn? Who would have thunk? Oh, so I would make a last call cleanse post in your stories tomorrow. If you've already posted just today, well, we did a cleanse post Monday on reasons to cleanse. So I would add an additional post tomorrow about a last call and start all of those conversations to kind of wrap them up this week. Honestly, too, because guys, when somebody comments on my post on that day, they usually don't sign up that day. Like, it takes a couple days. Like, see the live that I shared on starting conversations and having conversations with people and using all of those questions. And it may take you a day or 2. And that's okay, guys, because the journey takes a whole lot longer. And you really want to be their coach, and you really want to be there for them, and you really want to help them get the results, right? So it's okay if we do it a little bit slower. It's okay if we get it right. It's okay if we don't meet our goals this Thursday and we meet them next Thursday or the Thursday after. What matter are the habits that we're putting in place and the work that we're doing every day. Okay, so a last call cleanse in your stories. I really like the posts, the polls. So is there a way I upload them separately. So what I do is first of all, your Instagram needs to be a business page for something. I don't remember why I made my Instagram a business page.
You can make it a business page because it'll show you how many people view your profile.
That's why. Yeah. Huge insights like that, right? Yes. So you need to make your Instagram a business page, and then it needs to be attached to it can only be attached to a like page if it's a business page. So my Instagram account is actually linked to my like page. So when I go into my like page, I can share stuff from my Instagram. It like offers those recent pictures for me to share. And guys, I share the same thing on all 3 platforms: Facebook personal, Facebook like page, Instagram. Same content. I don't make different posts, right? I just put it on all the same. So I go into my Instagram and I make all my stories in Insta stories because it's got better tools, better filters, all kinds of GIFs, like way more than Facebook, right? So I do everything in Instagram, then I save it, then I share it to Instagram, then I upload it in Facebook. And if you do a poll in Instagram, make sure you re-poll in Facebook and just put it on top of that last poll, because it won't do anything if your poll was from Instagram on Facebook. Okay. And Unfold is my favorite app for Instagram stories, not only because it's super easy and it leaves a lot of white space and it's nice and clean. It has good fonts. I like that, but it saves them all for you guys, like in different categories. I have shout outs. I have coaching opportunity. I have ultimate portion fix. I have truth bombs. I have challenge group posts. So I have all these different even groups, and then I go through and it saves every single one, and you can re-edit them. Like even after they're in there, and then reshare them. Like the app is awesome, guys. The app is awesome. And then you can even save those pictures and share them in the group if it's not like specific to your story, and we can also use that story. So that's really great. I try to share anytime I do an Insta story. I don't do them all the time, but like, honestly, guys, if Mark is watching, like one of those times where you're sitting and you're scrolling, right? If you're sitting and you're scrolling and you find yourself scrolling, take yourself to Unfold and make a series of stories. Do a shout out of a coach challenger, tell a little bit of your story. Like this is the thing, guys, when we find ourselves doing time wasting activities, there are things that you can do that are not necessarily inviting, but things that you can do that set you up for that post later or make it easier, right? So these are the not so sexy things. This is the busy work, right? But make sure this is what you're doing instead of just scrolling social media, right? What? Casey, that's awesome. Okay.
I do want to add too, I've been working on connecting so much, and this is going to sound super fangirl, like Casey was just saying, but I fangirl hard on Rachel and Heather because like they joined around the same time as me, and like they're just boosting their business and have just been like hitting his goals and crushing. And so I was creeping on them all the time, like watching their stories and watching their posts. And I haven't watched their stories in a week because I am working so hard on my own business, and I'm taking away that time that I was putting forth, doing that wasteful stuff. And I'm putting effort into my business now. I'm connecting with people. I'm building my stories. I don't even know what they're doing. I almost feel like disconnected from them because I was watching them so much. And now I'm like, I got my own thing going. It's okay. Like I can do this too. It was almost like I was living through them because I never thought I could get there, like, cause I was excited because we started at the same place, at the same time, and they were kind of going forward without me. So mindset change, success due with support, we implemented these new tools, and now I'm just focused on my own business. And so notice when you're doing those things that don't push you towards your goals, whether it's business, whether it's fitness, whatever it is. Don't focus on those things. You want to focus on what's going to get you to your goals. It'll change everything.
Those stories, guys, they're just like Netflix. Why do people binge Netflix? Because it just keeps going. You actually make an action to make it stop, right? So those stories will just keep going. Don't get sucked in. Michael's always like, my sister is always like, did you see that story, Badly? And I'm like, no, I don't watch stories. Michael's like, did you see my story? I'm like, no. I like actually feel like a bad coach. I'm like, no. Listen, but like I don't watch stories, guys. Like that's I know that it will be a huge time waster and that it'll suck me in. And like you said, you get that FOMO. Like every once in a while, like when I was first starting to learn how to use stories, I did watch Rachel and Heather because they're really good at them. But then once I got the hang of it and I started doing my own, because guys, now I use the same color all the time in my font. I only use 2 fonts. Like I'm even branding my stories, right? And so your stories will be branded to you. But if you watch too many people, you start being more like them. And if I've seen, guys, I've copied and pasted posts. I'm not going to say, let's break that one out there, right? I've copied and pasted posts that I thought are amazing. I've even changed them a little to tailor them to me. They never get the same responses as my genuine posts do, ever, because they're not my words. It needs to sound like you. It has to come from you. It has to be your values, right? So thinking of a post, we're going to go over this real quick and then we're going to wrap it up, is it needs to have, always some parts in the post. if it's a business post. If it's a post that you're purposely posting to react, to attract, to create a connection, right? To move your business forward in some way, shape, or form is our business storefront. You want to have a story, have a question in there, right? We want interaction. We want conversations. The more conversations on your post, both on Instagram and on Facebook, the more they're seen, right? The algorithms. So anytime anytime anybody comments on your post, even if it's just a thank you, you need to reply. Right? And if it's something that you can have a little bit more of a conversation with, go for it. Because if you end up with 42 comments on your post, that post is getting a lot of views, right? So a question is always great. And make sure that question is in the top of the post, because keep in mind, guys, right after you hit post, you can see how much of that post you can actually see. So I always do this. I go back and I'm like, is there enough in there? Do I need to take out some enters, take out some line spaces? Do I need more of the text in that post? Do I need to edit it a little bit? After I post, I usually edit 2 or 3 times. I say this a lot. And I always read my post out loud too. So read your post out loud before you post, edit it a few times after you post. That's okay. I usually post first on Facebook because you can do the line spacing and then the emojis better, I feel like, for me. And then I copy that. Once I edit that a couple times, then I copy it. I take it to my like page. I copy it. I take it to my Instagram. And also on your Facebook, I think that it's common sense to share that on your stories too. Okay, let's take a picture. And then if we have any more questions or anything, we will get those. All right. So Holly and Heidi. Heidi. Here she is. Okay, everybody, cheese. All right, for my team, can we all hold up a 1? Can we all hold up a 1? Oh, okay. I'm in everybody, but that's okay. All right, we'll do a 1 or a whatever, and we'll do a boom. Let me get on Instagram for this. I just didn't want to make sure.
I feel like I always fail at these boomerangs. Always.
Me too. I can't even take a selfie of us in the morning with a coffee mug and a camera. Like, get out of here. Did you all see Michael the other morning on our stories? Our morning, what she was partaking in?
Melissa's a bad influence.
Oh shit, that's recorded too. Sorry, my bad. Okay, ready to party?
Oh, forgot. Okay.
And go. Okay, we got everybody. Okay. And then do me a favor. I definitely do not have everybody's Instagram handle here. So message me. I have Jen. I think I have Leah. Holly, Sierra. Casey. I don't have you. So Casey, send me your Insta. And Righteous. Do I have Righteous? Who's Righteous?
That's Jamie.
Jamie. Okay, I think I have Jamie. Send me your Instagram handle just in case. I'm like, who's Righteous?
Righteous.
It's been a long day. All right.
That's like my husband's name for something, and I don't know
you're
why
like,
when
I
I
don't know.
log on now it has his name. I'm like, what is this?
I wasn't gonna question, but it yeah.
I mean,
Righteous Ice, he's all hockey.
Woo!
yeah.
I don't want to get rid of it either. So
If your first email could tag you for life, how bad would that be, right? Your first email.
Yeah. Like the AOL names.
oh my god, I know.
Listen, one of my old accounts is ELA, like Pig Latin for Leah.
Pig Latin.
I've seen some really bad ones. That's not that bad.
Mine's worse. My first email that now my junk emails go to is ACDC GURL girl.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So horrible. Like I was like 12 when I made this.
Mine wasn't too bad. It was just Missa_16, I think.
I don't even know what mine was. I can't remember.
April's was like Ape the Grape. And this is still recording, so you're welcome for that one.